It is observable that for absorption, the HETP is not a function of packing size. To determine the height of the absorption power in our example, we multiply the 20 theoretical stages by 6 feet or 1.83 meters. We estimate the height of the tower to be 120 feet or about 37 meters. Now that we have already finished answering the problem, I hope that you already have an idea on how to design packed towers for gas absorption.
The second type of gas absorber is plate column. This type is used for large-scale operation because of smaller area of contact. This setup has less tendency of clogging or fouling. That's why it is preferred in scaling up operation. This works like a stripping or distillation column where the gas goes up and the liquid goes down. The plate serves as the region where the two faces can have contact. The mass balance around each plate makes a linear line. Through plotting the concentration on each stage, the operating line can be generated. This, along with the equilibrium line, will be used for the tower characterization. Upon obtaining the equilibrium line and the operating line, the stage number determination is done in this manner. Starting at the initial concentration, lines will be generated until the desired concentration is reached. To further understand the concepts, here is a sample problem. A tree tower is to be used to remove 80% of ammonia from an entering airstream containing 0.035 mole ammonia per mole inert air at 293 Kelvin and 1 atmosphere. The entering pure water flow rate is 10 kg mole water per hour, and the inner air flow rate is 12.5 kg mole air per hour. In this problem, we will about to calculate the composition of treated air and the used water. We will also plot the operating lines on mole fraction and mole ratio basis and determine the number of theoretical trays needed for both cases. And we will also compute for the theoretical minimum water flow rate. We were also given by the equilibrium data for the ammonia and water system. This data can be used in plotting the equilibrium line. It is very important to take note of the percent removal, the mole of ammonia, the mole of air, and the mole of water. This will be used for the mass balance. The entering liquid, which is 10 kg mole water, contains 0% ammonia, while the entering air, which is 12.5 moles inert air, contains 0.035%. Computing for the total ammonia mass balances, we could compute for the moles of ammonia present in air. Upon using the percent of removal, we could also compute for the exiting air stream. The values that will be computed can be used to plot the operating line. This solution illustrates the comparison between mole ratio computation and mole fraction computation. As you can see at the final values, the difference between the mole ratio and the mole fraction is nearly negligible. We could confirm this data by plotting in the operating and equilibrium line. And let us determine how many number of stages could be found. Using mole fraction, the equilibrium line was now generated. Upon plotting the computed values, the operating line was then generated. Upon stepping up, 4 numbers of theoretical stages were found. For mole ratio, the calculated values were also plotted to generate the operating line. And upon computing for the water balance, we must assume a dilute system which has small solute transfer to use a straight operating line on the mole fraction graph. We could use the mole ratio graph to predict the minimum water required for the operation. This will be the operating line for the minimum water flow rate calculation. Upon using the equilibrium concentration of ammonia, we could compute for the minimum water flow rate. This will be equal to 8.24 kilogram moles per hour.
We will now discuss the multi-component system. According to Perry, multi-component systems are systems with more than one soluble component from an insoluble gas. The design conditions, namely temperature, pressure, and liquid-to-gas ratio, are dependent on the least soluble component. To simplify the calculations, the heats of solution or delta H are neglected. This assumption can be justified by installing cooling coils at each stage. For the multi-component systems, there are 2 cases to be considered. One is a dilute case and the other one is the concentrated case. For the dilute case, absorption of each constituent can be considered separately as if the other components were absent. The formulae to be considered are the following. The first one is the limiting value y1 over y2. S is the absorption factor and is equal to mgm over lm. The subscripts 1 and 2 denotes the bottom and the top of the tower respectively. The formula for the percent recovery according to Faust is equal to the limiting factor minus 1 over the limiting factor times 100. Here is a sample problem relating the use of the aforementioned formulae. Air entering a tower contains 1% acetaldehyde and 2% acetone. The liquid-to-gas ratio for optimum acetone recovery is Lm over Gm is equal to 3.1 when the fresh solvent temperature is 31.5 degrees Celsius. The value of Y0 over X for acetaldehyde has been measured as 50 at the boiling point of the solution, which is 93.5 degrees Celsius. Now, what will be the percentage recovery of acetaldehyde under conditions of optimal acetone recovery?